I decided to pull from Pema Chodron.
We love that.
We love Pema. So, this one, I don't read this part very often in my classes because it's talking about suffering, but I'll read it to you because we're all really close now. We've been practicing together for 3 years like this. So, the facts of life, suffering. The third mark of existence is suffering and dissatisfaction. To put it concisely, we suffer when we resist the noble and irrefutable truth of impermanence and death. We suffer not because we are basically bad or deserve to be punished, but because of the three tragic misunderstandings. First, we expect that what is always in the process of change should be graspable and predictable. Because we mistake what is impermanent to be permanent, we suffer. Second, we proceed as if we are separate from everything else, as if we are a fixed identity, when our true situation is egoless. Because we mistake the openness of our being for a solid, irrefutable self, we suffer. And third, we look for happiness in all the wrong places. The Buddha called this habit mistaking suffering for happiness. We become habituated to reaching for something to ease the edginess of the moment. Thus, we become less and less able to reside with even the most fleeting uneasiness or discomfort. What begins as a slight shift of energy, a minor tightening of our stomach, a vague identifiable feeling or indefinable feeling that something bad is about to happen, escalates into an addiction. This is our way of trying to make life predictable, because we mistake what always results in suffering to be what will bring us happiness. We remain stuck in the repetitious habit of escalating our dissatisfaction. I thought that one was really good. All right. Feel free to close your eyes. Take a moment to drop in. Notice how you're feeling. Take some slow, deep breaths. 5 to 8 counts in. 5 to 8 counts out. Just allowing yourself to be fully present in this moment. Hopefully not thinking about dinner. As a way of stepping into our practice, we'll sing Om one time. Take a full breath in. Exhale completely. Inhale again. Release your hands. Open your eyes. Let's begin in cat and cow. Come on to all fours, hands and knees. Wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Round your spine. Bring your tailbone through your legs. Chin toward your chest. And then back and forth between that and lengthening, lifting chin, lifting hips. At your own pace with your own breath. Feel free to add any extra movements like swinging your hips, shoulders, head, and neck, moving more organically, or just keep with the regular cat-cow. Downward facing dog, lift your knees, reach your thighs back, heels toward the floor. Push your arms longer, legs longer. Plank pose, top of a push-up. Push your hands down, apart, and toward your feet. Round your lower, middle, and upper back. Lift your chin slightly. Hold here. Lower halfway down, chaturanga. Push back up. Down dog. Plank. Chaturanga. Plank. Down dog. Do 2 to 3 more on your own. Next time you lower halfway down, come all the way down. Bring your arms alongside your torso, point your palms up, close your fingers, pull your shoulders back toward the ceiling, tops of feet and hands down, lift just your torso, head off the floor. Reach fingers and toes toward the back of your mat. Lift your chin a little bit. Shavasana 1. Lower down, come into downward dog. From down dog, step your right foot outside your right hand for dog lunge. Left heel to the floor. Walk your hands forward into your left. Widen your right knee to the right. Let your heart melt between your arms, head between your arms. Maybe shake your head a few times. Switch from down dog to dog lunge, left foot forward. Right heel down, walk hands forward into your right. Tuck your outer left hip underneath you. Downward dog. Step or jump to the front of your mat, and then sit down behind your feet. Take your feet a little further out in front of you, hands back behind you for reverse table. Turn your fingers out. Bend your elbows first, shoulders back, and then straighten your arms, lift up through your chest. Push hands and feet down, lift your hips. Gaze forward or straight up. Keep the back of your neck long. Lower your hips. Scoot your bottom as close to your feet as you can, and then separate your knees a little bit. Bring your arms through your legs. And then try to stand up, but keep your knees bent for power posture. Arms out in front. Round your spine, bring your forehead to your knees, or in that direction. Reach your arms straight out in front of you. It's a hard transition. Inhale, stand up. Reach your arms up. Interlace your fingers, extend pointer finger across your thumbs. Lean your hips to your left, torso to your right. In Uttalasana. Inhale, reach up. Hips to your right, torso to your left. Reach up, tree pose, right foot to inner left thigh. Push foot into leg, leg into foot. Palms together in front of your heart, or reach your arms over your head. Extend up through your fingers. Root down through your leg. Widen your right knee more to the right. Lower your hands. Lower your foot, second side, left foot to inner right leg. Push foot into leg, leg into foot. Widen left knee to the left. Palms together in front of heart, or reach your arms over your head. Stretch tall. Lower your hands. Lower your foot. Downward dog. Plank pose. Chaturanga. Lower all the way down. Locust 2, take your arms alongside your torso just like you did last time. This time lift everything off the floor except your hips. Squeeze your arms and legs toward each other. Push palms toward the ceiling, feet toward the ceiling, thighs toward the ceiling. Lower down. Come up to all fours. Then take your forearms to the floor. Interlace your fingers. Tuck your bottom pinky inside your palms. And then walk your knees back, curl your toes under for forearm plank. Lift your thighs. Lower your hips. Move your ribs back, tailbone toward your heels. Lift your gaze a little bit, but uncrinkle your forehead. You can either lower on your knees to come into down dog to step your right forward, or place your hands one at a time on the floor with your legs still in plank. Come up to plank, then to down dog, then step your right foot outside your right hand. Lower your back knee to the floor, and then lower your forearms to the floor. Feel free to use forearms on a block or stay on your hands. Squeeze your right foot to your right elbow and your back knee down and forward. Twisted lunge on the same leg. Take your hands to the floor. Curl your back toes under, lift your knee up. You can either do right hand to thigh, twist to the right, right arm straight up, or right hand to thigh, lift your left arm up, lean to the right, and then twist armpit outside your thigh, palms together in front of your heart. Breathe here. It's not a super long hold. Downward dog. Left foot outside left hand, low lunge, right knee down, forearms to the floor. Squeeze your back knee down and forward, your front foot down and back. Twisted lunge, curl your back toes under, hands to the floor, lift your back knee. Either left hand to thigh or reach your left arm up, or left hand to thigh, reach your right arm up. Lean to the left, twist, armpit outside your thigh, join your palms. Lift through your back thigh. Good. Downward dog. Step or jump forward. Bend your knees, sit down behind your feet again. Hands back behind you. Feet out in front, just like last time. Push hands down, lift up through your chest, straighten your arms, lift your hips. Heel to your feet a little closer together, and then turn your left toes out slightly. Bend your right knee toward your chest, then lift your right leg up. Good. Bend your right knee, lower your foot, turn your right toes out, pull your left knee toward your chest, then kick your leg towards straight. Bend your knee, lower your foot, lower your hips, scoot your hips close to your feet, lean through your legs, and try to stand up. This time, interlace your fingers behind your back, squeeze your shoulder blades toward each other, straighten your arms, round your spine, forehead toward your knees, thighs toward parallel to the floor. And breathe here. Stand up, reach up, then exhale, hands to the floor, Uttanasana. Walk back down dog. Child's pose, knees wide, big toes together. Forehead, tip of nose on the floor. Reach your arms longer. Shift forward onto all fours. Take your right arm up to the right. Swing your right arm under your left arm, shoulder and ear to the floor. Revolve child's pose. Walk your left hand forward into the right. Push your left arm straight. Pull the back of your right hand down and back. Then press your left hip back. Walk your left hand back. Switch sides. Left shoulder, ear to the floor. Right hand forward into the left. Walk your right hand back, untwist. Downward dog. Plank. Chaturanga. Lower all the way down. Cobra, legs lifted variation. Lift and lower one leg at a time just to make sure your flesh is even underneath you. Hands back behind you so your hands are under your elbows. Then push the tops of your feet down to start. Lift your knees off the floor. And then curl back, pushing your hands down and back to lift you up. Now squeeze your elbows in. Now squeeze your legs in and lift your feet off the floor without bending your knees. Use your thighs, just like you would in Shavasana. Lower all the way down. Come up to plank, then to down dog. Then balance on your right side, right hand, right foot down. Feel free to step your left foot in front of you like a kickstand or stack your ankles. Make sure you put more weight into your knuckle pads than your wrist. Reach through your left arm. Try to keep your left arm off the floor. Feel free to use your hand if you need to step your left foot forward, level with your right hand. Good. Lift your back heel vertical, then lift your torso, lift your arms, stretch up. Breathe. Lower your hands. Downward dog. Side plank to the left. Stack your feet. Lift your right arm. Lift your hips. Try keeping your right hand off the floor. Step your right foot level with your left hand. Lift your back heel. Lift your torso, lift your arms. Lunging warrior 1, second side. Lower down. Down dog. Step or jump your feet forward. Have a seat on your bottom. This time take your legs straight out in front of you. Dandasana. Take your your hands and slide your bottom flesh back. Then hands flat on the floor, fingertips, shoulders back, elbows bent or straight, lift your sternum. Then pull your chin forward and down, look toward your navel. Keep shoulders back, toes pointing up, toes flare. Now from here, lift your chin, push your hands down and forward so you slide your butt back so your butt flesh moves toward your feet. And then lift your legs off the floor, arms off the floor, boat pose. Keep lifting your lower back in and up, lift your sternum, shoulders back, and breathe. Half boat, hands behind your head. Look at your toes. Lift back up, feet to the floor, lean forward last time through your legs, come up to regular Utkatasana, reach your arms straight up, shoulders back, lift through your sternum, breathe. Stand up, fold forward Uttanasana. Then turn on your mat so you're facing a long edge and take a wide stance. Staying forward folded, line up your feet, turn your toes in a little, and then fold in between your legs, heart first, head last. Shoulders away from your ears and onto your back. Bring more weight forward into your toe mounds, but push your heels down heavy. Inhale, lengthen. Hands to hips, shoulders back, stand up. Arms wide to the side, triangle, right toes out. Hips to the left, torso to the right. Right hand to shin, ankle or floor, or block. Twist open. Stay here, or if available to you, you can take your right first two fingers around your right big toe. Feel free to bend your knee to reach and hold. This is the same shape as Vashisthasana, side plank where you got your foot. Now, listen carefully. Take your left hand to the floor. If you haven't yet grabbed your big toe with your right hand, grab your big toe with your right knee bent or straight. Lean onto your left hand and flip to your outer left foot. This is a fancy transition. Let your right toes come off the floor. Then take your right leg off to the right so it's off the floor. Then lift your right leg up, push down through your bottom leg, lift your top leg, shoulders back. Stay here or wild thing or go to down dog. Push down through your feet, lift through your hips, curl back. And then downward dog. Step or hop to the middle of your mat. Turn to face the long edge. Step or jump feet wide. Hands to hips, shoulders back, stand up. Arms wide, left toes out, hips to the right, torso to the left. Left hand to shin, ankle, or floor. Or grab your big toe. Whee! Vashisthasana. Bend your left knee as much as you need. Right hand to the floor. With your hand on your big toe. Flip over to your outer right foot. Lean to your right. Then slide your left heel off the floor. Push foot into hand, hand to foot. Push through your right foot, right hand. Lift your hips. Turn your left foot up. Kick up. Wild thing. Step back. Hips up. Shoulders back. Curl back. Downward dog. And then step or jump through your hands to lie on your back. Thank goodness. Take your right ankle, cross it over your left knee. Widen your right knee to the right, Sukhi Randrasana. Pull your legs toward your chest. Interlace fingers around your left thigh or your shin. Feel free to rock side to side on the right side of your back. Keep your hands around your left thigh or shin, and then just scoot your right foot off of your knee, and then take your right leg straight out on your mat with your hands around your left knee. Good. Pull your knee outside your rib cage, high up toward your armpit, and then back to the midline. Just hold here, wind removing pose. Tuck your left toes under your right knee. Right hand outside left thigh, left arm to the left. Twist your lower half of your body over to the right so your outer right hip lands on the floor. Feel free to keep your left knee off the floor. Push foot or leg into hand, hand into leg as you hold. Stay here or slide your right hand down your leg to grab your outer foot and kick your foot and your leg straight off to the right, to or towards straight. Tack your outer left hip away from your shoulder. Bend your left knee. Slowly come back up to center. Lower your left foot flat on the floor. Right foot flat on the floor. And then cross your left ankle over your right knee. Widen your left knee to the left. And pull your legs in toward your chest. Grab your right thigh or shin. Feel free to rock side to side on the left side. Slowly slide your left foot off of your right knee, and then take your left leg straight out on your mat. Pull your right knee outside your rib cage, high up towards your armpit, and then back to the midline. Reach longer through your left leg. Tuck your right toes under your left knee. Twist lower half to the left. Push hand into thigh, thigh into hand. Tack outer right hip away from your right shoulder. Stay here or slide your left hand down your right leg to grab your outer foot and then kick your right leg towards straight to the left. Tack your outer right hip away from your right shoulder. Bend your right knee. Slowly untwist, come back to center. Bridge pose, place your feet on the floor, hip distance. Walk your shoulders one at a time toward your spine, and then lift your hips off the floor. Grab onto your mat or interlace your fingers. Walk your shoulders in again. Lift more from your outer hips. Press more through your inner thighs, inner feet. Lengthen from hips to armpits. Stay here or slide your feet a little closer together. Turn your left toes out. Pull your right knee toward your chest, and then kick your right leg straight. Bend your right knee. Take your right foot down. Turn your right toes out. Pull your left knee toward your chest. Kick your left leg straight. Bend your left knee. Point both feet straight ahead, hips up. Release your hands. Lower your hips. Rest knees together, feet wide. Feel free to stay like this or do a few windshield wipers. Let your knees go side to side. Rock back to rock forward, sit up, or roll to one side, sit up. Come into downward dog. Step your right foot outside your right hand. Lower your left knee to the floor. Turn your right toes out slightly, left hand forward and to the left. Right hand to thigh twist. Twisted monkey, stay here, reach your right arm up, reach back, grab your left foot, pull heel and outer left hip toward each other. Push longer through your left arm so your shoulder stays away from your ear. Lift through your sternum, pull your throat back, head back. Breathe. Lower your foot. Turn your right toes forward, half Hanuman. Straighten your right leg, slide your left knee back, and fold to capacity over your right leg. Squeeze your right foot down and back. your left knee down and forward. Take your right foot back to the floor, and then slide your back knee forward so your flesh of your kneecap moves down toward your toes. And then take your right arm inside your right leg, and then reach through, right arm to the right in front of your right knee. Try to hook your knee high up into your armpit and place your right hand back to the floor. Hands level with each other, curl your back toes under, and lift your back knee off the floor. Stay here, or you can hop your back foot in a step, come onto your right ball of your foot, heel off the floor. Look forward, upper back bend. Stay here or pull your right heel to your right hip and hold. If you know the arm balance and you want to do it, feel free. I'm not teaching that today, but it's there if you want it. Okay, step back, down dog. Left foot outside your left hand. Twisted monkey, right knee to the floor. Turn your left toes out. Right hand forward into the right, fingers point out. Left hand to left thigh twist. Reach back, grab your foot. Pull heel and hip toward each other. Lift your sternum, pull your shoulders back, throat back. Half Hanuman, right foot down, left leg forward. Fold over your left leg. Pull your left foot down and back, right knee down and forward. Bend your left knee, place your left foot flat. Slide your back knee forward. Take your left arm through, inside your left leg, left arm to the left. Shrug your shoulder back, knee into armpit, hands shoulder distance. Curl your back toes under, lift your knee. Feel free to hop it in a few inches. Then lean forward, lift your left heel up, look forward, upper back bend. Stay here, pull your heel to your hip and hold, push through your back foot and your hands. Round your spine. Down dog. Whew. Child's pose. Knees wide, toes together. Arms by your legs for this one, shoulders to knees. Sideways child's pose. Take your arms forward, then walk them to the left. Feel free to stack your right hand on top of your left palm, hook your right fingers under your palm, pull with your right hand, push with your left hand. Drop your right side closer to the floor and let your head drop into your arm. Slowly come up, walk your hands to the right. Second side, left palm into your right hand, hook your fingers under your right palm, pull with your left arm, push with your right arm. Let your left side drop, head into your left arm, and breathe here. Come back to center. Extend your legs out in front of you. And then take your right knee on top of your left knee for cow face legs. And then scoot your hips a little to your left so your right sitting bone comes back down. Let your feet come a little bit more away from your hips, but squeeze your legs toward each other. You could either stay upright, hands to feet, or start to fold forward, maybe walking your hands forward. Feel free to drop your head toward the floor. Slowly lift your head. Come back up. Lean onto your left hip and then flip your right leg over. Pull your heels close to your butt for Badakonasana and hook your top of your right foot on top of your left foot. Point your right toes straight back. Lift and lower your hips. You can slide your left inner thigh down and wide. And then take your right arm to the left. Point your fingers down. And then slide your fingers underneath your left leg. Wrap your left arm behind you if you'd like, or keep your hand on the floor. If you can grab your right arm, lift your sternum. First, twist everything to your left, and then gaze down toward your right knee. Lift your head, untwist, take your legs forward. Then take your left knee on top of your right knee. Slide your knees as close on top of each other as you can. Feet a little bit away from your hips. Lengthen your spine. Make sure you're sitting on your sitting bones, hands to feet, or hands forward, fold forward. Resting your head toward the floor. Inhale, lengthen, sit up, lean onto your right hip, flip your left knee to the inner edge, and then pull your heels toward your hips. Take your left foot on top of your right arch, lift and lower your hips, and then left arm to the right, fingers point down, hook your fingers under your right knee, and then wrap your right arm behind your waist. Twist everything to the right, then gaze down toward your left knee. Keep your chin slightly lifted. Lift your head, untwist. Take your legs out wide, Badakonasana. Point your toes and your kneecaps up. Make sure your sitting bones are even. And feel free to stay upright, maybe lean back, or fold over your legs, taking your forearms down. Always feel free to use a block under your head. And breathe here. Slowly lengthen your spine. Sit back up. Take your right foot to your inner left thigh, and then turn to face your left leg and fold over your left leg. Forehead to knee, Janu Shavasana. Feel free to grab your foot with one or both of your hands. Next inhale, lengthen your spine, sit up, turn to face your right knee, twist. Take your right hand up, lean to the left. Feel free to take hand or forearm of your left hand down to the floor or go all the way side to thigh. Maybe grab your outer foot with your right hand, inner foot with your left hand. Lean back a little more towards your left hip. Twist more to the right. Slowly sit back up. Great. Bend your left knee. Take your right leg to the right. Left foot to inner right thigh. Turn and face your right leg and fold forward. Forehead to knee. Slowly sit up. Revolve, turn, face your left knee, left arm up, lean to the right. Feel free to grab foot with left hand, right hand. Otherwise, right hand to the floor, left arm beyond your head. Twist open. Slowly sit up. Take your left leg out straight. Then bend both your knees using your hands. Take your feet together, knees wide, Badakonasana. Push your feet into each other. First, big toes to each other as well, and then lift up through your lower back, shoulders back. Then feel free to keep your feet active, but separate your big toes, keeping your outer feet pushing together. And then fold forward, maybe take your heart into your feet, face toward the floor in front of your feet. Feel free to keep hands on feet or walk your hands forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Slowly sit up. Use your hands to pull your legs together. Wrap elbows around your knees. Hook your wrists with your hand. Pull your shoulders back. Maybe let your head drop forward. Stretch the back of your neck. Lift your chin. Lean onto your right side and come all the way down onto your right side on the floor. Stretch your right arm out straight. Your legs out straight. Be as sideways as possible with your hips, shoulders, and feet lined up. Then bend your right elbow. Place your head into your right hand. Push through your right arm, right hip, and right foot. Grow your legs longer and your right arm longer out through your elbow. You can stay here or left arm along your left side and balance. Sleeping Buddha. Roll to your other side. Do all the same work. Be as sideways as possible everything in line. Then when you're ready, place your head into your left hand. Push down through your elbow, hip, and outer foot. Tone your abdomen. Stay working here, or right arm along your right side. Lower your hand, and then come all the way down onto your belly. Right arm to the right, palm flat, left hand next to your chest, and then roll onto your right side. Feel free to drop your head, lift your left leg, bend your knee, and step your foot behind you, and hold. Switch. Right hand next to your chest. Left arm to the left, palm flat. Shoulder back, roll to your left side. Hips forward. Lift your right leg, bend your knee, step your foot behind you. Untwist. Roll onto your belly, on your back. From inside your legs, grab outside your feet. Happy baby. Push your feet and hands into each other, and then widen your knees down toward the floor, maybe rock side to side. Slide your hands down to the tops of your ankles, pull your heels close to your sitting bones, let your knees widen out to the sides, hold your feet. Use your arms to pull your legs back in. Wrap your arms around your legs. Take your legs beyond your head. Grab onto your outer legs or feet, allowing your hips to come off the floor for reclined intense west stretch. Push feet into hands, hands into feet, as you grow your legs longer. Slowly roll back down. Place your feet on the floor. Do a few windshield wipers. Let your knees go side to side. Rolling over your glute muscles. Shavasana.